In the heart of Africa, where rivers whisper secrets and forests breathe with ancient life, a story was born that still chills the spine of those who hear it. It is not just the tale of a child, but of a mystery that shook an entire village. Her name was Bogie, but the villagers called her something else, the Cobra Girl. They whispered that she carried the blood of serpents, that she was not truly human. Some said she was born for Nagatale, the hidden land of snakes and spirits, a place feared but never seen. When Bogie walked, snakes followed. When she cried, storms broke the sky. And yet she was only a girl who longed to belong. But why did the village reject her? Was she truly cursed or chosen for something far greater? Tonight, we open the gates to Nagatale and to the story of the girl the world refused to call human. Before we dive deeper into Bogie's mystery, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more powerful African folktales and share this story with someone who loves legends as much as you do. Every story we tell keeps our culture alive, and your support helps these tales travel across the world. In a quiet African village, life had always moved with the rhythm of nature. The mornings began with the crow of roosters, the afternoons with the hum of farm tools, and the evenings with the soft glow of fires under the giant baobab tree. The people believed they knew everything about their land, its spirits, its dangers, and its blessings. But one night, everything changed. A woman cried out in labor, her voice rising above the crackling fire. The midwife rushed to her side, sweat on her brow. The baby arrived swiftly, but as the villagers leaned in to welcome the new life, silence fell like a heavy blanket. The child's skin shimmered faintly in the firelight, not smooth but patterned as though scales lay hidden beneath her flesh. When she cried, the sound was sharp, chilling, almost like the hiss of a cobra. The midwife gasped, stepping back. "By the gods," she whispered, "this child is not ordinary." The elders exchanged uneasy looks. Whispers passed like wind in the dark. Some said she was cursed. Others muttered a word no one dared to say aloud too often. Nagatale, Nagatale, the hidden land of serpents. A place spoken of in hushed tones, said to belong to the spirits of cobras. Few believed it truly existed, but every child in the village grew up fearing its name. The baby was named Bogie, but from that very first night she was no ordinary daughter of the soil. As Bogie grew, so did the unease. Children avoided her. Mothers pulled their babies away when she passed. Even the men, proud and fearless in the hunt, lowered their eyes and muttered, "She is not one of us." And yet Bogie was just a child. She laughed, she played, she dreamed, but each smile was met with suspicion. Each attempt at friendship ended in rejection. Imagine the loneliness of being born in a crowd, yet treated like a shadow. Strange things happened around her. In the fields, snakes slithered close but never struck. Sometimes they lingered, their heads bowed as though greeting a queen. When Bogie was angry, thunder rolled across the sky even on cloudless days. When she cried, the river swelled as if echoing her pain. To the villagers, these were not signs of innocence. They were proof. Proof that Bogie was tied to something beyond human, to Nagatale itself. She is a daughter of serpents, the people said, born for their world, not ours. The whispers grew louder. Fear turned into distance, and distance turned into rejection. But there was one voice that never gave up on Bogie, her mother. Each night, as Bogie lay awake with tears on her cheeks, her mother sat beside her and whispered, "You are not cursed, my daughter. You are chosen. One day the truth about you will shine brighter than the fear around you." These words became Bogie's shield. For while the village saw her as a danger, her mother saw her as a mystery waiting to be revealed. As the years passed, Bogie's presence became impossible to ignore. More snakes gathered around her than ever before. A single glance from her could silence a barking dog. The land seemed to respond to her moods, alive to her spirit. The villagers began to ask questions they had once only whispered. Was Bogie a human child at all? Or had Nagatale sent her to claim a place in their world? The fear deepened into something else, a question that hung over the village like a storm cloud. If Bogie truly belonged to Nagatale, what would happen when the serpents came to claim her? And so the story of the Cobra Girl began not with acceptance, but with rejection, not with celebration, but with fear. She was a girl caught between two worlds, the world of humans who pushed her away, and the world of serpents who seemed to call her their own. The people believed she was born for Nagatale, but Bogie's heart still longed for one thing: to be seen, to be loved, to belong. And as her powers grew, so too did the mystery. The question remained, was she truly cursed? Or was she the one destined to save them all? The older Bogie became, the harder it was for the villagers to ignore her presence. By the time she was a young woman, her reputation had spread far beyond her own village. Travelers whispered of the Cobra Girl who walked with serpents at her side. Some came out of curiosity, others out of fear, and a few to see whether the stories were true. And true they were. Snakes slithered from hidden burrows whenever she appeared, not to strike, but to bow. Her eyes glowed faintly in the dark, and when she raised her voice, even the fiercest animals fell silent. The villagers no longer asked whether she was human. They asked instead, what is she? The tension reached a breaking point when drought struck the land. Crops withered, rivers shrank, and hunger spread through every home. The elders gathered beneath the baobab tree, their voices low and heavy. "It is Bogie," they declared. "The Cobra Girl has cursed us. She was never ours to begin with. She was born for Nagatale, and now Nagatale demands her return." Some wanted to cast her out. Others wanted to offer her as a sacrifice to the serpent spirits. Fear makes people cruel, and that night, cruelty nearly won. But as the crowd shouted for her to leave, something unexpected happened. The sky darkened. Clouds gathered where none had been before. A storm broke, fierce and wild, and rain poured down, drenching the earth, filling the thirsty rivers. And at the center of it all stood Bogie, her arms raised, her face streaked with tears. The people watched in awe. The rain was no curse. It was salvation. The elders fell silent. For the first time, the villagers saw not a monster, not a curse, but a girl carrying the power of something far greater than themselves. Bogie's mother stepped forward, her voice trembling with pride. "You feared her because you did not understand her," she said. "But look, she is not the destroyer of this village. She is its protector." From that day, the people's hearts began to change. Slowly, fear gave way to respect. And respect turned to reverence. The truth was revealed. Bogie was not cursed. She was chosen. Chosen by Nagatale, not to harm her people, but to bridge the worlds of humans and serpents. The legend says that Bogie later journeyed deep into the forest, guided by the cobras that had always followed her. There she found the hidden entrance to Nagatale, a place no ordinary person had ever seen. What she saw, no one knows for certain. Some say she entered a kingdom of serpents where spirits bowed to her as their queen. Others say she spoke with the ancient guardians of the forest who revealed her destiny. But when she returned, Bogie's eyes carried a wisdom no human could explain. And from that day on, no snake ever harmed a single soul in her village again. The Cobra Girl had become something more than human. She was proof that the line between fear and blessing is thinner than we think. Proof that sometimes the ones we push away are the very ones sent to save us. And so, the girl once called not human became the protector of her people, a daughter of Nagatale, and a legend that would be told for generations. So, was Bogie truly human? Or was she something beyond our understanding, a bridge between worlds chosen by the spirits themselves? That mystery may never be fully answered, but one thing is clear. Fear almost blinded the villagers from seeing the gift standing right in front of them. And perhaps that's the lesson of Nagatale. The things we fear most may be the very things meant to save us. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others who love African folktales. Every time you share, you help keep these powerful stories alive for future generations. Until next time, remember every legend hides a truth, and every truth carries a legend.